Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Anonnie's Temple. I'm going to jump right into the message today and into the prayer. Glory be to the ancestors, the highest creator source, one of all things, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Glory be to the benevolent ancestors, spirit guides, and interdimensional beings who watch over us and guide us in all ways, always. We give gratitude for the abundance and the prosperity and the love that is within us and around us. North, south, east, and west, we are in receptivity of divine love and divine favor. Glory be to the cosmos, the universe, and the Mother Gaia. Thank you to the divine feminine. I feel the need to say. Most High Divine Creator of all things, at the highest frequency of love, I receive your messages with clarity. I deliver them with integrity and I feel them with love. Ashe. What's standing out here to me is new evidence. One thing that I've begun to realize is how it seems like there's been new evidence that I've been able to pick up on in my day-to-day experience. And I feel like this new evidence in some ways is delineating how there's a different timeline or how I'm on a new timeline. Because it's more easy for me to pick up on fallacies of beliefs that I used to hold or fallacies that are no longer true. So it's as though there was some form of an outskirt or some form of a secondary timeline that I hopped on to make the fallacies, like the cognitive fallacies, so to speak, or the belief systems that are no longer serving me, even more vibrant, right? Like even harder to ignore, so that I could get back onto this other timeline where I can see the new evidence unfurling for new things coming into me and for the new being that I see myself to be. Yeah, we have the Magician and the Filler card. Has there been new evidence for the capabilities that you have? Has there been new evidence for the power that you hold? Two of Cups, new evidence in the people that you are meeting, new evidence in the synchronicities and the coincidences that you are experiencing, that you are actually quite adept at manifesting joy, manifesting happiness. Has there been new evidence that you've been able to see how you are a sunlight or you are a light in other people's lives? Are you able to see that more clearly now? That you are a hub of joy? Are you able to see that in ways you actually attract people who need that sunlight or who need to re-experience what joy means in their life? You know, the energy that's coming through here is someone who's been able to manage, transmute, and to process a lot of different layers of heartbreak. And it's not only romantic heartbreak. There are so many ways in which people and human beings experience the spectrum of grief, which is a heart-centered emotion, right? There's grief at loss. There's grief at loss of a person, a relationship, time in and of itself. There are so many different forms of love where there is an entire spectrum of grief that we can experience. I feel here like you are truly a leader in sharing with others. You're truly a leader in what it means to co-create with grief itself. Right? They're showing me here that maybe it seems as though, and it can come across that we're always co-creating with the universe when it comes to joy and lightheartedness and what feels good, yes. But there's a particular aptitude that you have developed to co-create with the energy of death, if I may even be so bold as to say that, right? Grief is a mild form of death, right? Grief and death are brothers, they're siblings, they are related to each other. So I find here that you are mingling amongst the emotional spectrums. They're also showing me here that you are in some ways mingling with the gods and the goddesses. You are mingling with the deities. And there are so many different topical areas of life, of the human experience that deities cover, that deities look over. And so we also find that deities, gods and goddesses, they are very rarely one dimensional, that there's just one archangel that only deals with happiness, or there's just one archangel that only deals with money, right? You are recognizing the multifacetedness of your godliness, of your godhood, of your one creator identity, right? We barely have any deities that are simple. We are experiencing human complexity as it stands. And I find you accepting new evidence for the complexities of your identity and of your reality that stems from your identity. Page of Swords and the Magician. And it's very interesting here as though you're being watched over by other master manifestors, so to speak. Maybe at times you feel like you're being watched or guided by other ascended masters. I feel here that you're stepping into this energy of those who are prospectors over your life to take notes and to wonder, and because they're curious about how you have come into this energy. I'm excuse me, I'm hearing here that you may hear in some ways the whispers, like how they had in Bruce Almighty, when before bed he would hear these whispers, or while he's in the lucid state he would hear these whispers of people's wishes. I feel here with the Page of Swords and the Magician, like you are also on some level stepping into this godlyhood where you're able to hear the whispers that surround you as you tap into collective consciousness, or whatever this might is, whatever this power is that you hold here. I feel here like you're able to hear some of the whispers about how did you do it? How did you get there? How did you bring all of this together? How did this person manifest this? What do you have in your arsenal, so to speak? What do you have in your toolbox that has brought you to this space, that has brought you to this place? I want you to know that these Page of Swords energies, they kind of come with the enlightenment. They come with the craftsmanship, they're telling me. They're also wanting me to affirm to you that they are simply note takers. They are not the author. With the Page of Swords and the Magician, these are two very different energies, because one is a spectator taking notes, one is the student learning from you, while you are the one who is conjuring in and of itself. So there is a delineation between those who are spectating and those who are creating, right? And they're showing me a gallery here that if you are the artiste, there will always be art critics, there will always be art lovers, but that creative force energy is of and within you. And it is not meant to be shifted or changed or malleable pertaining to those who are taking notes from what you are creating. This message has come through before. So I feel here this is just a reminder for those who are creators, who are manifesting, who are bringing co-creative energy together and bringing it into the physical. Remember that what you are co-creating will always be judged, but that does not shift the creative force energy in and of itself, because you are the conjurer of it. Right? So what do we say here in more human terms? Pay the haters no mind. Right? I guess in more human terms, if we're going to crack it down to be incredibly reductive, that's how we can say it. Seven of Pentacles and the Magician, hell yeah. With symbology here and the moon. Three of Cups, Ace of Pentacles here. Give me a moment, because I'm somewhat distracted by my breakfast that is cooking on the stove. Okay, give me just a second. They're showing me that there's an uncovering that is happening here, almost in an archaeological sense, where someone is digging, and then I'll show you here. It's like when someone is digging, and then they find a relic or they find something of incredible value and they kind of dust it off and they figure out how they can use this amulet or how they can use this special type of ancestral power that they carry with the Three of Cups here. I feel like what they're showing me is, and they said over the next 5 months, but what they're showing me here is you're doing an uncovering of what was previously hidden underground. Like what was buried in the dirt, what was buried below the surface. And they're showing me something, this might be particular because it's getting particularly specific here, but they're showing me something about now you have the machinery to dig deeper. And because you're able to dig deeper now, it's as though there's been a genetic expression within your DNA that has been turned on, so to speak. Because you're able to dig deeper now, there's an uncovering of some type of amulet, or there's an uncovering of some type of special ability or capability that you have that you weren't paying attention to before. With the Six of Swords here, it's like there's an actual transition. This like signifies a transition, that you're in like a different type of era in your life. Because you're able to see yourself through a different lens and you're able to uncover more about yourself or maybe even about your bloodline. It's even as though you're able to welcome in ancestors that are even further back within the bloodline. Like you're able to access that now, like many generations behind what you could have even imagined your mindset to be able to handle. Some of you may be interested in archaeology or anthropology because they are showing me something very specific about having like a very delicate brush. Someone has been digging for something, looking for something in a particular area. I feel like they've been doing it for a while and finding small bits and pieces here and there. But this is like when you go to the tomb or you go to the pyramid and you find like the relic, the crown, the goblet. Like there's something of particular value that you are now able to uncover. And your spirit guides have been guiding you to this place all along. Okay? Let's see what else is here. Hey, Mo. There's a King of Wands who wants to speak, but I find it more fun to ignore him. Okay, so we'll see if he comes out. Yeah, we'll see if he comes out, but I find at this time that I'm not too interested in talking with that energy. Let's see what else is here. I heard pagan. You may meet, I'm hearing here that you may meet a new masculine, benevolent friend who is also a pagan. You're going to make friends with someone who's a man and they're also pagan, I'm hearing. But you didn't know that when you first met? This is someone where maybe I feel like this is a friend who you meet. And when you immediately meet each other, there's a resonance there, but the resonance is deeper than you both thought. This is the energy of like you meet a friend and you realize that you get along so well. But then as you continue to meet up, excuse me, hold on. As you continue to meet up and as you continue to meet up with each other and learn more about each other, you're going to be like, oh, whoa, okay, so you also do these practices, so do I. And I feel like if you didn't anticipate this, but this friend that you meet is actually pagan in some manner or fashion. They have a spiritual practice to them that aligns with some of your occultist views and interests, they're telling me. Who is this here? Justice, Five of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. This next pull is just for someone who has been quite content in their own energy. There's something interesting here where you may be someone who receives so many compliments about who you are, what you've created, the life that you live with this Nine of Pentacles energy here, that the compliments don't necessarily mean that much to you anymore. And I don't mean that in a negative sense at all. It's almost like receiving compliments and receiving fanfare, so to speak, with this Knight of Cups energy is your new normal. And that's what you're adjusting to with the justice energy here, like receiving compliments, receiving affection from people is like your new normal. And what they're showing me here is with the Nine of Pentacles, like with this, all of this affection that you receive, you may actually relish in solitude and appreciate your own solitude even more. It's almost like when there's this stark difference between your home life and what your life is in this luscious garden versus when you go out into community or you go out to talk with people and there are so many Knight of Cups that are being offered to you. I feel here like this pull is for someone who is about to leave the garden, so to speak, and come into contact with so many people who appreciate them. And it's interesting because when you're in this garden, I feel like you're able to create self-appreciation, self-love, belief in yourself. But with this Knight of Cups energy and justice here, it may be nice for you to let it sink in, the compliments that other people are giving you and all of this admiration that you receive. And they're telling me that that's why it keeps multiplying and growing louder and louder, and your fan base, or so to speak, is growing bigger and bigger. Because spirit and the cosmos and the universe wants you to see how much admiration you really deserve. You may be counting yourself out sometimes when it comes to how people really appreciate you. You also come across as untouchable, right? Like, you come across in some ways like that flower that will bloom only on a full moon, and it's like once a year. And spectators will show up with cameras and they will line up outside of the garden to watch this flower blossom once per year, and it costs them a fortune. That's this energy that I am getting here, right? High Priestess, show me a bit more about this, please. Yeah, look, more spectators. Page of Swords in the reverse. A lot of eyes, a lot of interest in you, a lot of curiosity surrounding you. You may, yeah, especially on social media, the World, Three of Wands, the Chariot. There's also a lot of appeal that you have that's international, right? So you are someone who can appeal cross-culturally. You may also appear as someone who is ethnically ambiguous, maybe depending on how you do your hair, depending on the clothing that you wear, depending on some physical factors here. You can go to one place and they may think that you belong there. You may go to another place and they think that you're indigenous to that area and to that country. I see here there being a lot of questions about you. And I feel here like you may leave people to their own curiosity, where you don't necessarily explain yourself. And you're going to find that some people are very curious and interested in you. Others are curious and interested, but they project. But they project their insecurities onto you with the Page of Swords in the reversed. Why don't you allow them in? Why do you need to be so mysterious? They're going to question, are they just not good enough to know you? Are they not good enough to be a part of your inner circle? So these are just expectations for you to understand as you begin to expand even further into your worldwide appeal. Okay? I guess I can say in simpler human terms, the Page of Swords reversed and Five of Pentacles is people who are hating from outside of the club. Okay? There's something here about learning to learning to like rebuke the need to over explain yourself just because someone is curious about knowing more about you. Okay, this justice energy is coming through as this energy telling me to tell you, like, we're telling you how to handle yourself in these types of situations. Justice here, how to kind of negate negative energy being sent at you, but also how to rebalance and maintain your equilibrium amongst a crowd who is looking at you. Okay, center of attention energy here. A Nine of Pentacles energy has nothing left to prove. And I'm also hearing here too that the proof is in the pudding. By how people are attracted to you, by how people want to give to you. There's something here where it's like the proof is in the pudding. And you're going to find that a lot of people are trying to figure out how you got to that outcome, or how did you get this proof? But then they meet you, but then they come around you, but then the Nine of Pentacles, they surround you. And it's like they're trying to match and figure out what your energy is. And they want to put it in a box, or they want to put it in some type of way that they can understand so that they can replicate it, right? They want you to see it as admiration. Okay, let's see what else is here. Four of Swords, the Hermit. Okay. Show me a bit more about Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, please. Thank you. That hit the ground. Hold on. Let me check on my breakfast really quick as I stop on the Empress and the Four of Swords. Give me a second. I think I need to turn the heat up. Yeah, I need to turn the heat up a bit. It's almost done. Yeah, it'll be done in a couple minutes. Okay, I'm back, y'all. So I split the deck on the Empress and the Four of Swords here. King of Swords. Okay, Divine, let me tap back in. Give me a second, y'all. I am seeing there being demands for you to explain more about yourself and how you do what it is that you do, or how it is that you know what it is that you know, right? There's the energy of claircognizance here. There's this energy of like people really wanting to figure you out. Show me a bit more, please. Look, they gave me a filler card here. There's something quite significant about, because the filler card here is right in the center. There's something significant here about how like you can place, it's okay for you to place a wall or some type of barrier, whether it's psychic or physical, so to speak, between these people who want you to answer all of these questions about you. They want to inquire in any little detail about your life, versus the life that it is that you actually live, with the Nine of Pentacles here and the Knight of Cups. You know, this reminds me of, let me explain it this way. So I have some psychology background in my training, right? And one thing that I don't particularly like about psychology programs, clinical or counseling psychology, is how they place this emphasis on this. It's not that this isn't what I like. Let me explain it this way. In these programs, they place an emphasis on you being able to reflect on your identities and how you show up in the world. And as a part of that, they also encourage you to write essays and to reflect on your family systems, your emotional space, your mental health. But here's the rub. The same people who are reading those assignments that are given to you are the same people who are going to be grading you. They're the same people who will give you grades that will open the door for you to get your degree. They're the same people who are judging you, evaluating you, the same people who will support you during supervision. And so there's something here about being able to figure out when someone is inquiring about you versus when someone with the Knight of Cups energy here is looking to support you. Because I'm seeing that some people will want to have you answer questions about yourself to satisfy their own curiosity about you so they can form some type of judgment because you're not giving them anything. One thing that I noticed in the psychology program and in the training that I was doing was how these professors always wanted to know what my insecurities were. They always wanted to dig deeper when I was in a state of not feeling confident. And they wanted me to pinpoint and to share with them, what is that insecurity? What is that lack of confidence? But I found it as incredibly voyeuristic. Because instead of offering, okay, how can I support you in what I know from my level of expertise? They wanted to say, oh, you're feeling insecure? What's that about? So be mindful here about the dichotomy, or have your discernment here regarding those who are voyeuristic about your life versus those who are saying, hey, I'm your friend. Like, how can I support? I'm here to offer a helping hand. Instead of like, oh, are you in a bad place emotionally? What happened? Tell me the details. Where did that come from? Right? That's the energy that I'm getting here. And it's interesting because I would give very general responses that were true, but not necessarily descriptive of my family system, my emotional state. But I would still be honest and share, like, oh, yeah, I was having a tough day. Right? So I feel here, be mindful and have your discernment up, as I shared, between those who are voyeuristic because they want to know more about you versus those who are actually saying, we can move at your own pace. To how much or whatever it is you want to share with me, because I'm your friend. I'm not going to push you to share more about yourself than what you already want to reveal to me. Yeah, King of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. That is actual emotional intelligence here. Okay. So they're saying once more, you're allowed to create distance between that. Okay. Just because someone asks you a question and they're curious about your life does not mean that you need to answer. I'm going to switch the decks and go to, do you want, Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. I feel like there's an energy in particular here. Let me tap into this. It's interesting. They're showing me the character Hugo from Bob's Burgers. Like someone who is envious about your life, or they're envious because you were able to seal a deal or close a deal that they were never able to do. Unicorn Tarot, can you come through and clarify a bit more for me so we can go deeper? One more, please. Okay. Clarify justice here. Thank you, Unicorn Tarot. The Four of Rods and the reversed fell out on top of the Page of Swords reversed and the Five of Pentacles. This is referencing self-esteem. With the Nine of Pentacles here, that's someone who has a lot of self-esteem. And when we tap into that self-esteem and we know what we deserve and what is not working for us, it gives this space. It allows for gratification of the self and the decisions that you've made to not let these people in. Right? Page of Swords reversed, Five of Pentacles, Four of Rods reversed was you were never my people. You were always just trying to dig into me. You were always trying to just voyeur into my life to know more about me. You were never interested in being my friend. You just wanted to hear about my misery. Right? That's what you experienced. That's what you went through. There's justice being served here and rebalancing taking place for these people who, like, literally, they want to maybe ride your coattails. These are groupies. These are people who they have no intention of being there for you when the going got tough. They were connected to you because of maybe your name, your status, your beauty, your appeal, but they were never there to pick you up when you hit the ground. They were never there to help you when you hit the Five of Pentacles. Instead, they watched what you went through. Show me more, please. Yeah, the Empress again at the bottom. Show me more, please. On top of Justice, we have Three of Cups reversed. This is becoming more specific, okay? You're about to receive something here with the Six of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles that is going to make past relationships, but I feel like these are friends. Okay? Three of Cups reversed to the Four of Wands reversed are people who acted like they were your friends. And then when you literally hit rock bottom and you needed help, all they did was gossip about your unfortunate circumstances. They gossiped about your misfortune. So you have effectively transmuted this energy and brought justice to the cosmos, so to speak. You rebalanced their gossip energy with prosperity being given to you. Interesting how you were at the Five of Pentacles and now you're at the Six, moving into the Nine here. You may have accepted friends who you knew were gossiping about you or who you knew wouldn't be there for you, but maybe you just didn't want to be alone. Or maybe you just wanted to have some people to go out with on occasion, but they never actually were ever there to help you. Nine of Swords, Page of Cups. Whoever they are, I'm hearing a taste of their own medicine. And listen, I'm not here to really relish about what these friends are going through, okay? But I'm seeing here that this is the energy where tables have turned. Because now you're receiving the Six of Pentacles. I even feel like these are people who are a part of your story. Give me a second here. These past relationships, you know, maybe they're bitter, maybe they're upset. Yes, they're going through karma, they're going through anxiety, sleepless nights. And they're going through this because the way you transmuted this energy was to turn it into your story or into your origin story of prosperity and wealth. You know, when people share stories on social media about how maybe they went through a divorce and they had a terrible ex-partner, that ex-partner took all of their money from them and then they built themselves from the bottom up, because that's Nine of Pentacles. They're a self-starter. You built yourself from nothing, Five of Pentacles, into something, into someone, into an icon, so to speak. So those people who are a part of the story where they were disastrous to you, where they left you out in the cold, they're now realizing, right, as we say as humans, that they were the footstools to your success story. And they now have to look at themselves with the Page of Cups here and the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands and realize that they actually kicked someone when they were down. And now they are the villain in the story of your prosperity and success. And that's also why there is a boundary here between the two of you, because they have no right or access to your success. That's why they're a part of the story back over here when they tried to kick you while you were down. And they don't like looking at themselves in that way. So in essence, this pull that I have pulled here, excuse the repetitive language. In essence, for this pull that I have here, this is the story for someone who has turned their trials and tribulations into wealth in and of itself. And there will be turned up faces and bitter faces. No, they want you to know that they're a part of the spectators with the Page of Swords reversed, but they want you to know that those turned up faces are what they're seeing in their own mirror. They're not looking at you that way. They're looking at the reflection that they see of themselves because of how they treated you. You are a mirror unto them and their nastiness. So there's something here about how you're going to be on stage and you're going to see someone in the crowd with a really nasty, bitter look on their face. And it's because they're thinking about themselves, not you. Okay. Let's get final messages for this pull. Final messages. Oh, thank you. 6. Welcome to the Temple of the High Priestess. 6 of Pentacles twice in the same spot, in the same place. You're receiving double of something here. I feel like these are 2 offers. So let's say, excuse me, there's a lot of channeling here and I need to get some water. Oh, wow. And then we have the Ace of Swords on top of the Knight of Cups here. However, whatever areas of your life they were gossiping about, this is exactly where you are now receiving. And this is why you're the magician. This is why you showed up as the magician. Because you were able to take whatever they were saying was a failure in your life, whatever they were saying was disastrous in your life. Why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? Where is this in this person's life? Oh, you know, with the 5 of Pentacles, they're just never going to get it. It's you are this alchemist here because you have taken what that gossip was and transmuted it into literally you receiving what they were gossiping about what you didn't have. And that's the alchemical work of when you transmute and when you go from 5 of Pentacles to 6 of Pentacles. You're able to take what seemed like was desolate in your life and turn it into a gift, charity, support, and benevolence that you receive to fulfill that area of life that was once desolate. Okay? You receive double here for your trouble. 9 of Wands, 2 of Wands. So that's also a hint that I want to give to you all. When people talk about transmuting, when they talk about alchemical work, if you know what they are gossiping about, you can use that energy to literally create what you want in your life. Final messages here, please. Unicorn Tarot, King of Swords. Final messages here, please. Unicorn Tarot. King of Swords, 2 of Cups. They want me to say specifically that some of this gossip was around your relationship in your romantic life. I feel like this 5 of Pentacles is maybe they were saying you're too old now. Maybe they were saying something like, are you ever going to find someone? I don't think they'll ever find someone. 5 of Pentacles, like, you know that they don't have enough. Like there's What I want to say here is the specifics of what they're saying don't really matter. It's how you were able to turn it into a positive in your life that matters. But there was gossip here about a relationship. Will you ever find a soulmate? Is there anybody who would want you? Like something like that. Okay. This is really stupid, but they're telling me the energy of like a lonely cat person. Right? That's what they're trying to say here. Like you're going to grow old and have nobody. Okay? You've transmuted that. Emperor, yeah, you transmuted that. And now multiple people of high status and wealth are interested in you. Multiple partners have their eye on you now. Okay? Let me go take my breakfast off the stove. Give me just a second. I think it's done. And it looks really, really good. Okay. There's one last thing that they said to me. This comes across to me like people who peaked in high school. Because there's something here about what it takes to get to the 9 of Pentacles energy. Yeah, my throat is feeling better now that I took a sip of water. There's something here about like people wanting to talk about how you missed milestones in life or like how you reach milestones late, but they don't realize that they actually peak early. Can you show me anything else about what this 6 of Pentacles is that you will be receiving? What is the 6 of Pentacles double fold here that you're receiving? And I'm hearing something about you don't owe them anything. We have the 3 of Pentacles here. Show me 6 of Pentacles that you're receiving. 2 of Wands, yeah, relationship. Show me. Knight of Swords reversed. And the Sun. There are a couple of things coming through here. Maybe some of you have been very interested in life being more unpredictable. Of you having this energy of liberation and freedom in your life, where yes, you're able to make choices, but there's also some form of spontaneity that is being awarded to you, where gifts, support, donations, opportunities just pop up for you with the 3 of Pentacles here. This is like you receive an email and someone says, hey, we're doing this docu-series. Would you like to travel to Europe over the next 3 months? Hey, like we're doing this project and you'll have to travel internationally. Would you like to do that? And you'll get paid to do it as well. I'm seeing here like there's one particular 6 of Pentacles that is coming through with a collaboration for you that brings in a lot more spontaneity and unpredictable energy in your life that actually brings you a lot of joy. And I feel here like maybe you haven't always seen yourself as someone spontaneous. Like maybe you are by the book and you've been that way for quite some time. But I see here again, like you're learning more about your identity and who you are, and the fact that you're actually quite fluid. You're actually quite adaptable and flexible. Because I'm seeing here that with the 2 of Wands and the Knight of Swords reverse, something comes in so much faster than you anticipated. You'll have a short period of time to make the decision about whether or not you want to travel or whether or not you want to go. And you're going to decide with the Sun energy here to tap into the playfulness of your inner child, and you're going to go. You're going to go. You're going to say yes to this opportunity. You're going to say yes to this organization. Two of Pentacles, yeah. I heard, I'm going to say this, you're going to say yes to this opportunity. And it's like you're going to have people who once claimed that they were your friends, like from this group. They're going to try to claim that they know you. It's that type of tables turning. They gossiped about you, but now they want to know you. Now they feel like they have, like, hey, we knew each other in high school. We knew each other in college. We grew up in the same town. Remember when we used to do this together? Meanwhile, they could have been the very people who bullied you. That's this energy. Okay. Yeah. Four of Cups. Pay them no mind. Two of Swords. Definitely. Pay them no mind, and you don't need to let them back in. And these people who knew you before, they don't know you now. And that's okay. The Chariot. Yeah, honey. You're above and beyond that. Okay. Thank you, Divine. Let me ask the other deck one more time. Is there anything else you want to share about this double fold Six of Coins that's coming in? Five of Cups. Ten of Swords. Who's this? Oh, it's the friend group. Yeah, Seven of Cups. Ten of Wands. Yeah. Show me. Oh. And then the King of Wands there. He came back again. He decided to show himself again. For this group in particular, there's a King of Wands here. And I think you can already tell that this is an X energy. This is an X energy where things never got off the ground because the King of Wands is on the fence. I feel like this is someone who undervalued you and your energy. This is someone who's amongst the spectators, but they're too cowardly to even watch you from their own account, right? This is someone who will come across as anonymous, or they will watch from one of those like burner accounts on social media because they don't want to give you the satisfaction of knowing that you still live rent-free in their mind, so to speak, because that's exactly what this energy looks like. Five of Cups, Ten of Swords, Ten of Wands. This person has a lot of self-deprecating inner critic energy. Like they're saying, how could they be so stupid? How could they be so blind? Like they didn't notice you before you had this breakthrough, before you got this double fold Six of Coins. Like that's 12 coins, y'all. That is 12 coins. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of opportunity. That's a lot of power. That's a lot of support. Okay. This King of Wands is going to be someone else who's amongst the crowd, betrayed by their own foolishness, betrayed by their own instinct to try to play it cool with you. That's what I'm getting here. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. King of Wands, what do you want? What do you want? Temperance. He wants to join the gravy train. That's what he wants. Temperance on the fence here is someone who is asking for your mercy because they are suffering without you. It's as simple as that. They're going through a lot. They're feeling depressed. They're feeling a sense of loss. There's an empty hole ever since you left. Ten of Swords and Ten of Wands, like this person realizes that they were their own worst enemy and they've been carrying that burden for a very long time. With the Temperance energy on the fence, they don't know how to fix it themselves. They feel like they have to try to fix it with you. Anything else? High Priestess, yeah. This is someone who is saying like, please, I'm really suffering. Can you please give me some of your time and attention? And this comes from this earth angel energy that you have. When this person was in your presence, it could have felt like all was right in the world. Like this is the type of energy who received energetic benefits from being around you and from being connected to you. Because you have 12 pentacles here. Of course, people want to be around you. Of course, people want to feel what it's like to be in that energy of divine favor, of divine prosperity, of inheritance, of wealth. And I feel like this is someone whose ego got too big for their britches and they thought, oh, it wasn't the earth angel. He thought that it was him, or they thought it was them, but it never was. And so now this person is realizing that they've pretty much been outcasted from your energy. And the most that they can really do is just buy a ticket to see you, just like everybody else. And it's really hurting them. There is something that comes across as manipulative from this, though. Because with the high priestess energy, I don't like how this person feels like they're begging for your time and attention. Like this is someone who is begging to say, like, remember, like we used to sleep together. Why are you just ignoring me? Why are you acting like you just don't know me? Okay, there is something that yeah, Queen of Wands here, the Tower, Knight of Swords. There is something here that's like, why aren't you pitying me? Yeah. Do you want to show me anything else about this King of Wands, Divine? Because they're coming across as manipulative to me. The Hermit. This person, this King of Wands, you cannot fix what's going on with them. They're in their own process of self-discovery and they need to be alone. And I feel like this is someone who's like, remember we used to be close. Remember we used to sleep together. Remember the memories that we have together. Why is it so easy for you to just act like I don't exist? And this person needs to do some type of empty chair technique. Like, I don't know what it is that they need to do here. But like with the Hermit energy, they need to stop projecting at you and look at the mirror that is themselves and why they're not with you. Okay? Don't take on any responsibility from this person's self-pitying. Okay? Page of Wands to the Eight of Swords. There could even be something here where this person wants to like play on your earth angel energy or play on your compassion, or it's like there's something here. I don't like this person's energy and I want to get out of it. There's something here about how this person feels like, why are you helping everyone else but me? Like this gives the energy of someone who, for example, let's say that they know that you're a lawyer and they're like, why aren't you helping me with legal advice? Like there's something here where they feel entitled because of the emotional issues that they're going through. They feel entitled to have you help them balance it out. Three of Cups, it's a friend. Okay? It's someone I'm in the crowd. Five of Wands, definitely. Okay? Yeah, Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, the Moon. Don't help this person. And it may seem harsh, but don't help this person. Yeah, Two of Wands, you have better things to do. Two of Wands in the world, you have better things to do. Other responsibilities with the World card here. Like, don't, again, it may seem harsh, but I don't think you should help this person, even though they are wallowing and they're going through a tough time. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull back on this pull. Whoever this pull was for. Congratulations on the Six of Pentacles. Well, the 12 Pentacles that you're receiving here. You deserve it. Okay. Whew. How was that, y'all? Are these messages resonating for you? Hey, Steve. Okay. Thank you all for liking the video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your support. Hey, Danny. Yeah, make your money. Make your money. Unbothered and Queen of Pentacles. Okay. It just seems like there's a lot of noise. And if you do have this supernatural or psychic gift to be able to read energy, they want you to really distinguish here between literally what you are creating and what you are manifesting and the power that you have versus everybody else's opinions on how you got that power and how you're using it. It's yours to use, however it pleases you to use it. Okay? Ice Queen unbothered. Literally, like, yeah. Ice Queen and Unbothered is the ultimate energy of this is my magic. I'm not going to just do with it what you want me to do with it. Okay? Yeah. All right, let's do one last pull. We'll see what else the divine has for us on this day. I'm going to use Kipperish, and for those who feel attracted to the Macabre deck. Yeah. For every pull that I've done today, they want you to expect something incredibly positive coming into you. Something that expands your joy, but you're able to also sustain feeling better for longer periods of time. Like this is something that comes in and you're like, oh my gosh, that changes things. That really changes things for the better. There's a lot of excitement here. Ascension and the sun, precisely. Some of you may resonate with being children of the sun. Yeah. Some of you may resonate with meditating under the sun energy, or you could be very interested in those solar flares or those like solar energy peaks that we have. Yeah. You could sit out in the sun and literally have it transmute any form of emotional pain that you're carrying. Okay. Ooh. All right. Let me readjust. Also going to ring the bell. Let's do a final pull. I'm just going to tap in. Final messages for me to deliver on this day, Most High Divine Creator. Thank you, Source. Enamor. You are very loved. Yes, you are, Starseed. Yes, you are. As above, so below in the cosmos, amongst the deities that lay outside of the ice wall in Antarctica, I don't know. Wherever you find your deities, your cosmic family, your interdimensional beings, or your ancestry to be, they love you. They chose you for this lifetime for a reason. You were chosen for this lifetime for a reason. This is the energy of loving your misfortunes, loving your mistakes, loving when you have an outburst, when you're talking with them. These are, let me say it this way, because I've noticed a theme across all of the polls that I've done today, and the theme is the spectators. Now let's talk about your cosmic spectators. Your interdimensional spectators, those who are watching you from different dimensions, from different realms. They feel a lot of love towards you, watching your theater unfold, watching your play, watching your movie, watching how you're deciding to live this life that you have been honored to live. You have cosmic family, and they want to just let you know once more that they love you, everything about you, every decision you make. Faith, absolutely. They want, there's this blessing here where I feel like you have this, in some ways, I want to say stamp of approval, but it's like the divine, your ancestors, your cosmic family, they trust you. And that's a huge message. It's like they trust you in how you're living your life to bring honor, so to speak, unto the bloodline. It's like they trust you to make your decisions now. You know what I think is interesting, right? You know how maybe when people first start their spiritual enlightenment, or they first go through the ascension, they seek out a lot of help. They seek out a lot of support. Their ancestors are giving them downloads about this, that, the other, this person, this decision, that decision. I feel like you've reached this level of alignment with all things and with all beings, and especially alignment with your inner guidance system and your highest self, that you can actually, as this human form, make your own decisions. It's like your highest self trusts you now. And with every decision that you make, you may find that you don't actually always need to consult. There's a level of faith and trust here that if you really get off target, your ancestors will pop in. But there's this level of trust here where you can make decisions on a day-to-day basis without the need to always maybe check in with tarot, or without the need to always check in, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I still on path? Is this the right decision? Do I know what I'm doing? You do. You do know what you're doing, Starseed. And this is love. This is growth. This is when you evolve from the child into the trusted adult, into the trusted co-creator with the cosmos. Your cosmic family, ancestors, and as I shared, these benevolent interdimensional beings, they have faith and trust in you. The sun, they absolutely do. They absolutely do. You make great decisions. You're incredibly smart. You're incredibly capable. I'm going to switch to the macabre deck because we have Queen of Swords at the bottom for both. So let me switch, and I'm going to close out this reading. Yeah, message. Any other clarifications here, Divine, for this final message about spectators when it comes to interdimensional beings in the cosmos? Non-physical beings, they're saying. Yeah, look at you. The Empress again. Royal, regal, faith-driven, trusted. Yes, a leader for the people. You are benevolence of itself, in and of itself. You have a lot of appreciation coming through here for Mother Gaia, from Mother Gaia as well. From the divine feminine energy. Like, thank you for honoring divine femininity. Thank you for showing up in this way. Give me some time here. At the split, we have Queen of Swords and Temperance. Show me a bit more about this Empress, please. Very powerful. And I there's something here about, like, I don't know if I should say Mother Teresa. There's something here about your power being feminine. So the power here, it's not necessarily masculine where you must dominate or let me say it this way, because I don't even want to necessarily define masculinity as dominance. What I want to say here is the power that you are holding and that they're really seeing within you is the power of love and nurturance and faith, and how that has helped you to defeat the odds, to beat the odds. It's this energy where you can be soft spoken and deliberate. You can be soft spoken and respected. You could be soft spoken and have the final say. It's like when you have this is interesting. Yeah, Temperance and Seven of Swords. This is interesting because what they're showing me here is like they're showing me a hierarchy, but I feel somewhat reticent to say this because I know that sometimes people take this the wrong way. They're showing me a hierarchy where you may start to have a lot of people who are at the beginning of their enlightenment journey, and they're looking towards you as a divine mother figure to reprimand them in some way. You know, like when you have a child and they want to put their hand in the cookie jar, and then mommy walks in and mommy doesn't say anything, they just look at them. And the child takes their hand out of the cookie jar because they understand what mommy is saying. That's the energy that I'm getting here. It's a presence, it's a regality, and it is feminine authority. They want to keep this Seven of Swords out, so let me ask about it. Ace of Cups. What do you want to tell me about this Seven of Swords in the reversed, please? We're going to close this out. Strength. Wow. And they didn't think that you could overcome it. Like they didn't think that it's interesting. It's like these are people who or these adversaries, right? In this Seven of Swords reversed energy, this gossip, these lies, right? People stealing. It's like maybe they thought that your faith was foolish, but now they're seeing you as a step above the rest. It's like these are energies who think that you can disrespect the woman and get away with it. Absolutely not. You are showing up here as a personification of feminine strength, courage, and authority. And your cosmic family is enamored with you for that, for this. How in this particular society that is patriarchal and domineering and capitalistic and masculine focused, you are actually showing up as some of the most powerful, feminine, courageous, authoritative energy. And they love this for you. Unshakable faith, unshakable light, unshakable femininity. Okay, Four of Swords. All right, we're going to do final messages here. Final messages, please. One or two cards, and we're going to close this out. Relationship. Oh. Okay. Single, sexy, and successful. And confusion. Final messages, please. Jealousy and envy and abandonment. Okay. We have false narrative in the reversed. Final messages, please. Work, labor, and efforts in the reversed. Health concern in the reversed. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. This final energy that has come through, I don't really think it matters that much. I don't see it phasing you. It's simply a narrative that you may hear about yourself. Whereas people, these spectators, are confused about whether or not you're single. People are beginning to talk about why they think you're single. Why are you not in a relationship, right? I think, and I pointed that out in the previous poll with the Page of Swords reversed, and then it showed up with the King of Swords and the Two of Cups. Some people are saying that it's because you are a workaholic or you work too much. Other people are saying it's because you have a health concern and that's why you don't want to be in a relationship with someone. It's really just people with the thoughts and the Seven of Pentacles here. It's just people trying to put the puzzle pieces together surrounding why someone so beautiful, someone single, sexy, and successful is not in a relationship. And you may even find that those who are saying this are people who have already felt abandoned by you or people who are just jealous of you. Okay? So I feel like there's a sensitive point here. They don't want you to get riled up surrounding these false narratives and rumors that people are creating about why you're single. Don't let it get you riled up. Okay? Final messages here, please, Macabre. Six of Swords reversed, Three of Pentacles reversed. Oh gosh, I don't want to talk about these people who are jealous anymore. I'm so tired of talking about these people who are jealous. It's coming from an old coworker. Someone who you used to work with, because we have the Six of Pentacles reversed in the, Six of Swords reversed and the Three of Pentacles reversed. There's an old coworker and you're no longer working on a project with them, or you're no longer at this establishment. They spread some rumors about why they think that you're single. Because maybe they heard people talk about you. They heard people saying that you're single, sexy, and successful. Hey, like, didn't you work with this person? Didn't you work with the collective? What are they like? This person is so jealous and envious of you because you knew when to jump ship when something was already failing. That's what I'm getting here. With the Six of Swords reversed as well. That's a boat and someone tries to leave, but it has holes in it. The ship sunk. It was a sinking ship and you decided to leave that sinking ship and pack your bags and move on to something that is better. And now that you are gaining a lot more energy, sure. Now that you're gaining a lot more attention, people are asking this person like, hey, didn't you know this person? Are they single? Are they in a relationship? And this person is literally spreading false rumors like, oh no, well, I heard that they have some type of health concern, so I think they're focused on that. Or this person works too hard. They wouldn't be interested in a relationship with you. Okay? It's petty. The Chariot. It's petty and it's below you. Final messages, please. Let's close this out, please, Divine. Yeah, there's justice for this as well. And if that brings us back to the beginning, the first card that I pulled. Okay? Yeah, Ace of Swords and the Chariot. Whoever this coworker is, I'm hearing they're just sitting on the couch. They're not traveling like how you are. They don't receive the 12 of Pentacles like how you receive it. So they're letting you know here as well that whoever this idiotic spectator is that is jealous of your success, you have justice coming in for that as well. And that's why you're receiving the 12 of Pentacles. Okay. All right, y'all. Those are the messages that I have for you on this day. I hope that I was able to provide support and clarity, inspiration for you all. Thank you for joining me at the Temple of the High Priestess. You can call me Anonnie. You can check out my description box for any donations or ways that you would like to support the channel. I have an Amazon wish list. Hey, Mo, thank you. Mo said, beautiful message. Thank you. All right, you all. So I'm going to close out the energy of this reading and close the portals that I have been looking within and through. I call my energy back to me, brilliant, purified, and cleansed and detached from any remnants picked up along the way. Thank you for the blessings that are upon us and upon this day in all ways, always. Glory be to the highest creator of all things for their wisdoms that they have shared with us on this day. We embody them, we allow them in, and we also continue to expand the love that we are within, the love that we receive, the wealth we are within, and the wealth that we receive. receive. Thank you for the inheritances of our spiritual, physical, and psychic gifts to the benevolence of all beings. Glory be to the highest creator of all things. Ashe. All right, you all, you're welcome. You're welcome. So you all enjoy your Wednesday. I will see you in the next one. Thank you for joining me at the Temple of the High Priestess, and y'all be good. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. See